Dan Rothenberg and Joe Klosik, two guys trying to figure it out. Not the right wing, not the brosphere. Left of center, with humor and empathy.
Wow.
Hello,
everybody.
Welcome to the Splain. I am coming to you live from domestic suburban bliss in...
All right, Joe's in his domestic office today. You're in the suburbs today?
I'm in the suburbs. It's because we're recording this Sunday. So I'm at my girlfriend's house, and we just had a lovely breakfast.
Nice.
Had some hash browns and some over easy eggs.
Listen to you. That suburb just lulls you into a complacency.
It's a perfect blue sky, a little bit of wind. I've been watching big birds make lazy circles in the sky, and you know what? It's nice.
Nicer than the Tenderloin.
You know, I haven't heard a siren. No one has screamed anything at me. I haven't stepped in anything. Oh, wait, that's not true. I did step in some dog food that our little dog managed to get out of the bowl and place in a strategic location by the door. But it was dog food. It wasn't
dog food. It wasn't human shit.
Feces. Yeah, it wasn't human shit.
It
wasn't human shit. I had a gig last night in a town called Novato, which is...
I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very, it was a Rotary Club event, and they raised a lot of money for the Novato school district, which, good for them. But it was also like a classic, really shitty corporate gig. Like nobody knew what they were doing. And then they booked a magician, another comedian, and then myself, and then spread out in between. They bring the magician up, who I don't know who this guy was.
Well, did he fool anyone? I mean, how
just himself? He dropped
fooled
some
himself
things
into having that he has talent. That was the trick.
It was a little sad. Like all of the jokes just sort of landed flat and were corny. And at a certain point, even he was just like, "Oh, I remember when this used to work." And he's doing all the classics, and you're like, "Shouldn't that ring come apart?" And there's like a minute, where he's like trying to, "Oh, there we go," and you're like, "Wait, was that supposed to happen like that?" Or, just doing all the classic. It was, but you're like, okay. And then that was over, and they give him a nice tepid golf applause. And then what's supposed to take like 5 minutes to auction stuff off ends up taking 20 minutes, right? It's all these rich people bidding on rich people things, which is delightful, So they were auctioning off a week-long stay at the Olympic Village in Lake Tahoe, which is, that's a pretty nice hotel up there, and gorgeous location. And I think it ended up going for like $7,000, which I'm pretty sure is much more expensive than if you just booked it online. But
yeah, but it's
for a good
charity.
Cause.
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
Yeah. And the whole time in my head, I'm like, man, I really needed to ask more money for this gig. These people have it, I raised it because they brought me back. This was my second year doing it. And I asked for like 150 more. And they were like, well, we got to go to the committee and ask. You know
150 more?
$150 more.
Just share with us. What are you getting? 400?
Why do you insult me, Dan?
I would hope.
Me?
Because
I got $650 for this.
Okay, close call. That's not good.
It's not. It's not. It's very cheap. It's very cheap. But the way in my head, I'm like, okay, it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
But also like seeing the amount of money that these people were throwing at. So like they were selling bottles of wine, and it's like, wow, one bottle of wine could have paid for what I made.
Especially because I'll tell you what kind of annoys me about that. You are a professional. It takes a lot of years and a lot of skill.
Yeah.
To be a professional, to hold down the fort. You got to go on the road. You have to deal with a lot of different audiences.
A lot.
Go up, and no matter what, when you go up, it's going to work out okay.
Yeah, yeah, and that definitely was on. Here's the other thing that too,
Mhm.
like as a
How's that for
comedian
a
going into
compliment?
these.
It's gonna
Thank you,
go
buddy.
okay when you go up.
It's gonna.
How's that for a
I'm still dealing with the shit in my head, so
Yeah, sorry.
quite literally. Uh, Here's the other thing that they did, which is like a classic event blunder.
Mhm.
So I'm on a stage, but directly in front of the stage is a dance floor. And for whatever reason this year, they put no tables on the dance floor. So my front row is about 100 feet away from me. And it's just
Mhm.
like, you guys,
Yeah,
why?
yeah. People don't
Why
get
would you do
comedy.
that?
This
They
is
just don't
not
look.
Yeah, this is not background piano where
No, no, and they were
you need
listening, they were
people's
attentive,
attention. Yeah.
they were polite. The second guy goes up, and I don't know where they got him, and I felt bad for the guy because he was like open mic level,
Mhm.
and his first joke is about calling a woman a bitch, which did not go over,
Right,
and I'm
that's
just like,
so
wow,
he just but
this is
that's
like
all
a
he's got.
corporate.
That's all he's
Yeah,
got. Oh, it's so
yeah, it's
brutal.
it's like a hacky, shock value opening joke, and
Yeah.
it's like I can't even imagine it doing that well in
Yeah.
a non-corporate event, but in a
Mhm.
in a corporate event, you're like,
Yeah.
what did you just do? You know, and that just laid the foundation for the rest of his set. He had like a
Oof.
Asian massage happy ending joke.
Yeah, dude, you
He
can't
had just like being married for 30 years and not having sex
Right,
material,
and
and
he's gonna
it,
leave there going, "Man, you can't say anything. This
exactly, exactly.
fucking
That's what I
crowd
thought.
sucks."
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, and this was a guy about my age too. I don't know when he started. I don't know
Hmm.
who he is. I don't know how he got booked. I don't know, how it happened, but he was probably walking away with $500, which is what I
Right,
made last year.
right.
And definitely not a professional, definitely not someone who knows how to handle that room. And man, oh man, after him, then we did another 20 minutes of auctioning more rich people shit to rich
Mhm,
people.
mhm.
And then, this host who, she's a pro, she's nice. I worked with her last year. She's like, hey, who's ready for more comedy? Nobody. Like, right, because they've already just seen two acts basically flail,
Yeah,
that I don't know how they got booked or what
right,
the
and you
criteria
went up
was.
let me guess, so you went up and saved the show. You went up
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
killed
But
it,
I
and
wouldn't say killed it. It was
but
okay,
you
but
you did
definitely,
as
yeah.
well as you can do.
Yeah, look, I ended up getting some applause breaks. I ended up having
Yeah.
some fun.
They
I
loved
ended up
you,
pointing
they
that, yeah, yeah.
appreciated you, and those other acts probably got 500, you got 650.
Yeah, yeah, and I
That's
just wanna say, like, any event producer out there doing any kind of gigs like this, listen, just hire one qualified comedian, one professional,
Mhm.
look at the video,
Less is
go
more.
to
Yeah.
less is more, and pay that person all the
Right.
money.
Pay that
Have them
person
do, like,
15.
30, 40 minutes, and then
Mhm,
do all of your other bullshit beforehand,
mhm.
right? And then bring up the comedian, but don't
Right,
intersperse it.
and in general, at an event like that, you don't need more than 1 to 2.
No.
You don't what variety is not the spice of life when it comes to a corporate comedy event. You get someone
It
that
just
knows
isn't,
what they're
yeah.
doing.
Just one person. So I'm tempted to write an email to the guy, just like laying it out. Like, listen, I'm not asking to come back next year. 3 would be too many, but just to be, like, look, make it easy on the next person
Yeah,
you book. Make sure it's a pro.
yeah,
Don't book any of these other people. Just do all of your bullshit stuff and your pat yourself on the back and show your
yeah.
poorly produced little videos of like, we are helping to bring clean water to villages in Kenya. You know, they love that. It's all a bunch of older,
Yeah.
rich white people. They've been drinking wine. And then, man, it just sucks to go up like, hey, I don't want to be here either, but you know what? I'm booked, and in order to get my
Yeah.
check, I've got to now be up here for
Yeah,
20 minutes.
set your performers up for success.
Exactly. That's it, Dan, right there.
There you go. So here, I got a quick thing to share, then we'll get
Ooh.
into, what the main theme of, the Splain
The
the
Splain, tackling
Splain,
the big issues
tackling
of the day.
issues with nuance on the
Ooh,
Splain.
I like that.
Okay. So I went to my final. I got shoulder surgery. Went to my final kind of PT and to
Okay.
get analyzed. My final assessment by the doctor, and so I go to Kaiser. Kaiser is like good enough doctor. You know what I mean? It's
That
just
you know what that should be
adequate.
their Kaiser. Good enough.
Yes, Kaiser. You're alive, aren't you? Just do you know what I mean? It's hey.
You got questions.
Yeah.
Just ... No answers, but you got questions.
Yeah, there's no we don't get a second opinion from Kaiser. You get a second
No.
opinion if you have Kaiser. They
Yeah.
kind of do the job. And I noticed the name of my doctor was Dr. Cowen. Cowen. Cowen.
Okay.
Cohen. And I was thinking, okay, if this is OHSU, kind of the prestigious hospital, you'd spell that name Cohen. Cohen. But at Kaiser, so I'm getting the Gentile knockoff. At
Kaiser,
Kaiser.
we couldn't afford a Jew,
and
but
Cohen sounds,
we
Rosenberg, Dr.
Rosenberg.
Just,
Send me a
just
tweet.
the almost Jew
Yeah,
at Kaiser. By the way, I'm Jewish. I can make those jokes. Relax.
I mean, do you want a
Relax.
Jew working at a German-named healthcare facility?
Good point.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
maybe that's why there's no real Jews at Kaiser. They just don't feel comfortable,
Yeah. Yeah, they were. Thanks for taking it there. Okay,
yeah, it's Wilhelm Kaiser. We offer the best in care. Dr. Rosenberg.
Yes. So that's my Kaiser joke. All right, what are we talking about here? Let's go.
I like it.
Thank you.
All right. Here's a topic for you.
Gentile knockoff.
So,
it's funny. Go.
Gentile knockoff. Are you saving money on a Gentile doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to play stereotypes, quite frankly, I want my doctor to be Indian.
Okay. Go
Right?
Go ahead. Now you got to complete that thought. Well, yeah.
I mean, they've seen some shit.
Indians are the new us.
Indians are the new us.
The new Jews.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
Okay.
Coming here, going to grad school, having that immigrant parent focus. We're all kind of assimilated. The Jew, we're kind of we're starting to blend.
Gonna be
with Americans because it's all about the direct, having those parents that are first generation. And they're on you. We're here for you. Go to school.
No pressure.
Yeah. And you get all messed up and, screwed up, guilty.
I want a doctor that was put under intense psychological pressure to be the best.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't want them to suddenly break when they're looking at me,
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's wrong with me, doctor? I know what's wrong with me now.
All right. What are we talking about?
All right. So, I don't know who determines the names of generations, right? There was the millennials and Gen X and Gen Y and this
Gen Z
emerging Gen Z.
Yeah.
Now this generation is called the Alphas, Gen Alpha, which sounds weird to me. Sounds oddly robotic, but in some ways that might describe this generation because they've grown up, or as soon as they came into the world, they were interfacing with digital technology. They spend more time online than they do engaging in almost everything else.
Yep.
Other forms of entertainment, face-to-face conversation, sports, right? They spend a lot of time online. And that's fascinating in its own right. And I'm not sure, how that's going to affect them. I mean, there's all these studies out here saying, maybe we shouldn't be spending so much time online. And yet there's this whole generation that is spending all of their time online. And there's some interesting things. Specifically, what I was curious about was there is this phenomenon in the online communities called red pilling and black pilling. Are you familiar with those terms?
I'm not. Tell me all about it.
Okay, so the reason why is because we've had a couple of prominent news events where a shooter killed someone and they put messages on the bullet casings. And those messages that they're putting on the bullet casings come from these online communities, these meme communities, these gamer communities, right? Is that the CIA texting you now? Don't have this conversation.
I am
Uh-oh.
silencing this. Gone. Thanks. Sorry.
It's okay. So red pilling is this idea that you are being exposed to an uncomfortable truth that frees you from society's norm.
Is that from the Matrix? Is that
originally came from the Matrix, right? That idea of like you take the red pill and you actually see what the world is like.
Okay, so if an influencer is red pilling you, they're opening you up to truth.
Exactly, right? And some, the red pilling community also is like, look, if you're going to commit violence, right, do it to open people's minds, right? Now, that's sort of crazy to me, but whatever. There's a sort of logic, philosophy behind it, that I can understand. I won't say appreciate, but understand. Then there's also this black pilling community. And the black pilling community comes from the place. It's very nihilistic. Nothing matters. Let's burn it all down. Let's do chaotic events to bring society to its knees. And that's the group that is particularly scary. And that is also the group that is neither left or right politically. They're just nihilistic and they're just like, let's just tear the shit down.
These are Gen Alphas putting out content that's nihilistic.
Yeah. And I guess, look, there's all kinds of different formats when they're meeting on, none of them I'm very familiar with, like Telegram and Discord, I guess are messaging apps where there's a lot of communication and conversation. I think, back in my day, it was Reddit, which was where some of the more like, wow, I can't even believe you're saying that or typing that,
I still don't know what Reddit does. I'm extra out of it. I still don't. Is it selling things? Is it talking about things?
Oh, Dan.
So I know.
I mean, hey, Christine, hold on. I'm going to check with the intern.
Okay. Yeah. Get her on.
How would you explain Reddit? This is what she goes. Like old guys.
Extra. I'm extra old. What? Yeah.
So it's a website. Is it really a website or a message board, or how would you describe it? Like,
oh yeah, it's a website where people submit content that they want to share.
Okay, so people submit content.
How is that different than anything? Yeah, it's a website. You submit content.
But I think what the thing is like, so it has a specific reputation. Like there's what they call subreddits, right? And so
I'm confused already.
There's
okay, so you haven't explained to me what Reddit is yet. Now we're down to subreddits.
It's okay. Yes, it is a website where people share content, but it's more about sharing philosophies, ideas. Like, yes, there's the very tame, like, hey, this is my recipe for pound cake. And everyone's like, yeah, I add a touch of vanilla. Ooh, like, okay, there's that traditional, very vanilla, right? But then there's also Reddit's like, I'm interested in committing a murder. How might one do that? Like, well, I use a touch of vanilla. Get off this page, right? So there's subreddits for virtually anything, right? Are you a birder in the suburbs that wants to learn about birds?
So what? What am I doing there I can't do with Facebook?
Well, you can. Facebook has a lot more restrictions, and if you post certain things on Facebook, it'll get flagged and going against community standards.
Okay, so Reddit is like kind of an
Reddit is the Wild West. It's a lot more edgier. You can post a lot of opinions about stuff that you're not gonna get removed, right?
Okay,
You
I've
can
purchased things from Reddit though.
you've purchased things from Reddit.
I thought.
Is that
Am I
possible?
wrong?
Like what, a hitman?
I, something I thought was for my child's costume making.
Oh, wait a minute. You purchased something for your child off of Reddit?
I thought so, or maybe not. No, that's Etsy. Etsy. Okay, I was
Etsy.
getting that
Oh
wrong.
my God, Dan.
Right.
Oh my God. You did not just confuse Reddit with Etsy. Etsy's adorable. It's people making shitty crafts at home and selling them to other people.
This is what I am so I don't.
Oh, Dan.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
That's
I've
adorable.
I've had a number of different types of business partners, including you, and thank you for not doing this to me. So this is what happens when I
Okay.
start working with someone. Suddenly, okay, I invited you to my Slack account. Okay, what's that?
Yeah.
It's a way you and I can go back and forth real quick.
Yeah.
Why can't we text each other? Because this is Slack. This is Slack.
This is Slack. Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah. It's fast.
Okay. It seems to me we're just talking. So then I get the fucking Slack account. And it's confusing and it's message stuff and I don't know when I'm in it so what happens? I send it to him and then I text him and say, "Did you get the Slack?"
Yeah.
And now now I got a text.
Yeah.
And to confirm the Slack, and I still don't understand what's the use. Do you want to talk?
I know. It's just another channel. It's another thing. It's another app on my phone. I get it. I get it. But Slack and text, okay, you can make the argument. Yes, they are both doing virtually the same thing.
Yeah.
Slack is cooler though. Okay. Slack is cooler.
How?
But it just is. I mean, the people who use it think it's cooler. But it's also more corporate. It's also like if you have, that's the weird thing. Like if it's just you and one other person, just text. But if you have like a team to manage or some product, where you've got all these people,
my
that
businesses never grow to that point. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to.
Someday we'll need it. Someday we'll need Slack.
Maybe,
but just to be clear, Etsy is about as different from Reddit, right? As Russia is from America.
No, it's so similar.
It's so similar. Would you like to get a crocheted vest of your pet's
must
face?
Have been Etsy.
I make those sweaters. And then another guy like, would you like to kill your ex and no one find out about it? No way.
They both have their place.
They both.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So why were we talking about Reddit?
Okay. So Reddit is how I understand the red pilling and the black pilling, right? But it's taking place on other apps, which I'm not even going to tell you the names because it doesn't even matter. You're just going to get confused. You're like, didn't I buy something from that? That's eBay, Dan.
Didn't I buy
something from my child?
Didn't I sell my child?
I think I sold my wife's soul on that by accident, and I'm still looking for the digital receipt. No, but okay, but to the people that spend like that, these elfins, that just sounds weird to say already, right? But to the younger generation that's online, they spend so much time in that world, it becomes their world. It's like their de facto reality, and there's all of these messages about society that are pretty destructive. There was a great Netflix special called Adolescence where they talked about some of this stuff, and you see like these 11 and 12-year-old kids. Yeah.
The film, I think it was in the UK, or that was a different one.
A different one. Again, you're confusing different names of.
There was
okay. But the point being is these things, like people are doing things in the real world to get online clout, right? So like I can't remember his last name. Luigi, the guy that assassinated the CEO of a healthcare company, right? He put messages on his bullets, which was an idea that was first really
Oh, okay.
popularized for this generation.
Yeah, that's really okay. So you're a black pillar.
You're a black pillar.
You're a
and you're
hero
doing
in the black pill community. Yeah, that is a very good point. That is very scary, especially
the-
because again, if you're immersed in the online community, that's where you're getting your validation.
there it is.
And it's
and it's freaky. I'm trying to find like
that is very disturbing, and I believe legit concerning because I work with kids, and I see the online life
and
overshadowing
here's
everything.
exactly right, because it becomes their reality, and
Mhm.
the only way that I could make sense of it or explain it to myself is like when I was a kid, and I was bored and lonely. For me, Star Wars became everything,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? But
Right.
not to sound like old man here, but at least it had a moral center, and there was an
Mhm.
idea of like
Yeah.
good versus evil, right? A very classic mythical structure.
Right. You were
Now
gonna
kids are
grow up.
getting.
Right. You throw yourself
I was
into
going to grow up
that.
to be Luke Skywalker.
You're gonna grow up, and maybe you don't get laid. That that's the downside of being
Let me
a
tell you
super
something
nerd,
now,
which
though.
is flipped around. Yeah. Oh, I'm not
Now,
gonna
being a
deny
super
that.
nerd who knows everything about Star Wars is pretty hot.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Let's.
Christine, is it pretty hot? I'm getting a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Getting a thumbs up from your 40-year-old girlfriend. You want to take a break?
Yeah, do you mind? Can
Yeah,
I
you
just
can go do your business. Close call. Listen, as a therapist, if I were
Yeah.
to common theme of all this, if I were to sum it all up, dopamine.
Getting that hit,
Dopamine,
right?
yes, it's if
Yeah.
because all of that kind of interaction is all coming from the fight, flight, lizard brain excitement. I'm solving the world's problems. I'm changing the world.
Yeah.
And for kids that have only experienced that, all you can do is eventually it's going to lead somewhere extreme. So it's a way conspiracy theories and a lot of that kind of hyperbole and nonsense comes from a place of not being able to self-regulate, not being able to
Yeah.
be bored. So if you're living if you need dopamine hits and you have a life that supports that and justifies that, you're not your brain is forming your brain is not maturing in a way that it
Right.
can tolerate life, tolerate things being slow, tolerate having to solve problems, tolerate a balance. So another thing
Yeah.
that's happening all the time for kids, grow up on porn, and that's your reality, and that's what sex. That's what sex is.
Wait, that's wrong?
Yeah. Well, now we know, Joe. So don't feel bad.
That's
Yeah.
not sex?
That is not sex. That is
But
not.
it looks like it's sex.
It's a type of sex. It's a detached fantasy sex.
Okay.
But it inhibits intimacy.
I call that pink pilling. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That's terrible.
There you go. Oh, Joe.
As soon as I said
Too
it, I
old for
felt
that
bad.
joke.
You're right.
You see my point, though.
I do.
So at the end of the day,
yeah.
You've got people talking about name your conspiracy, and they're like this, and this is what's happening, and we can't see it. We're going to keep fighting, and no one's going to silence me, and all of this. It's bringing purpose to a person that is has no tolerance for kind of life on life's terms. You got to stick with the more dopamine you get, the more you want.
Right. Right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So if I'm hearing you right, what we really need to do is find a porn star that can talk to us about conspiracy theories.
And then it doesn't
And
matter
then we'll
anymore.
take
Then
off.
we're
Doesn't
good.
matter anymore. Then
And
it's all dopamine.
it's all
Yeah.
good. Right. So
Yeah.
think about it. So, to oversimplify, when we were kids, if you wanted to do something great and meaningful, maybe you worked hard and went to college and went to grad school and developed your mind and invented something brilliant,
Yeah.
or ascended to something really special and became an expert in your field and did your 10,000 hours, as Malcolm Gladwell would say. Now we just go, kill someone. That's easier.
That's easier. And
Right. That's
I do you also
easier
feel like
and
they don't
befitting
yeah.
a that level of education.
Do you also feel like they don't understand the consequences, the weight of those
Yeah, I believe
consequences?
that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, it also, as parents, we need to kind of understand and try not to be so critical and judgmental.
Mm.
And so a lot of parents are just, rather than just, we have to understand this is their reality. It's not like when we grew
Right.
up.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
of it's
Yeah.
good. Some social media is good. So if your kid is in his own world, in his room all the time, try to take an interest in what he's doing
Mm.
as you're also trying to suggest more balance and more exercise. Take an interest, because
Yeah.
some of what your kid might be doing is creative. Maybe your
Yeah.
kid
No,
isn't
that's
just,
true.
maybe they're
Yeah.
not just gaming, but they're twitching. I know that one, right?
Oh. You mean like
Maybe.
just
Yeah.
well, if your kid is twitching, dial 911.
All right. But
I mean, they're on Twitch.
they're on Twitch, um, which is where they sort of, what do they do on Twitch, actually?
They're well, it a lot of that is connected directly to the gaming community,
Mhm.
and you're filming yourself gaming, you're filming yourself
Okay.
talking about the game, you're having other conversations with gamers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it builds community, which
There's
is
always look for the strengths,
right,
and don't
right.
just walk around and say, get off your phone. Just get off your phone, get
Yeah.
off that game and go. That's detached and judgmental. So we also have to listen and try to get to know our kids. They're not just going to stop nagging them so
Let me give
much.
you another layer of this, which is sort of fascinating, and I don't know that I've heard any classic large news media really talk about this issue,
Mhm.
and I've been going down a rabbit hole, so to speak, online trying to learn more about it.
Mhm.
So the other thing is, they call a lot of this stuff like meme culture,
Mhm.
um you're online 24/7 and that is your
Mhm.
world. So the other thing, like the shooter, and I'm trying to avoid names because I'm not
Mhm.
trying to give him any clout.
Right.
But the guy that killed Charlie Kirk,
Mhm.
he had messages on his bullet casings,
Mhm.
and a lot was read into those messages, right?
Mhm.
And one of the ones that really confused everyone, he etched the words, "If you're reading this, you're gay,
Mhm.
LOL."
Mhm.
Right? And so, both the right wing and the left wing were trying to
Yeah.
interpret like, well, what does he mean by that?
Yeah.
And where's he coming from politically?
Right.
But it turns out that that phrase, "if you're reading this, you are gay, LOL," is
Mhm.
all over this black and red pill community, and it
Really?
has different layers of meaning, and it doesn't really mean ha 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 you're gay. It's more like you don't understand the in joke, and you're so far removed you have no idea what this is
So
about.
what does it mean?
So that's the question. No one really can tell you what it means, but it's taken on different levels of meaning depending on what online community it's being used in. But it doesn't mean
Mhm.
what we think it means. It doesn't mean like, haha, you're gay. It means more like you're not in the in joke. You don't get what this is about.
Mhm.
Right. But again, we're not like you and I as older guys not spending time on the online community, that's difficult for us to understand.
Right.
Like, wait, is it ironic? Is it layered? Is it nuanced? What does it actually mean? And then both the red,
I didn't
both the
know
red,
that.
both,
I didn't
yeah.
know
I mean,
any of the, yeah.
there's other messages that he scrawled on these bullet casings that come directly from particular online communities, and they're getting looked at a little bit, under the microscope now. But I haven't seen like CNN or Fox and all the other derivatives out there really jump into this and go like, hey,
Right.
what is this about and what does this
So
mean?
let me ask you, why doesn't that happen? It's like major outlets, I'm not talking about diving into conspiracies,
Yeah.
diving into some truth.
Well,
Like,
I think they're confused. I think it shows more than anything because, look, both the left and the right, they want to either be able to claim someone or
yeah,
distance themselves from someone. And this is one of those situations where it's so messy. I think the traditional media doesn't know how to deal with it because they're not dealing with this generation. And I think that to me, that's
right.
the bigger point. Like, we might have this new generation is becoming so different from how we view reality, how we talk about things, how we interpret meaning
Mhm.
all around us, that it's difficult for us to even wrap our heads around like, hey, what did this person mean? Because there's so much conflicting information about this shooter. I mean, we know, he was raised very right wing, in a Mormon community,
Mhm.
and yet he seems to have had a roommate that was transgender.
Mhm.
And there's arguments on the right that he did this to defend his transgender lover. But now there's arguments on the left that are like, we think this mentally ill individual was basically poisoned by online communities,
Mhm.
specifically black pillars, to
Mhm.
just do something that was just going to create so much chaos. Maybe that's giving this person too much credit. I don't know, but you can't ask any of those questions without the left or the right,
Yeah, yeah.
just
It's been
jumping on it. And I
very
think it's bigger than that. It's bigger than
yeah.
any one side. And it's also more difficult to interpret because I think my big point is like this young generation, the alpha generation, they don't really give a shit about left or right. They see it as just something that needs to get burned down. The whole system is corrupt and not being honest with you. And that might be what this guy's real. He thought his cause was like, I don't
Mhm.
care if Charlie Kirk is right wing Christian nationalist. He
Yeah.
was just like, if I shoot this person, I'm going to create a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the T-shirt that I
Oh,
bought from Etsy. Said,
all right. All right. Well, that's a happy note to wrap up on as usual.
yeah, as usual, right?
I think we got to some important stuff.
We did. We got to some important
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
today, buddy.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
more about that. Let's next week. I want to talk about the uh the documentary, the Tinder swindler, and
Tinder
or
swindler.
the new it's on Netflix. It's about women that have gotten swindled out of their money and they form
Oh, I think I
together.
saw that.
Oh, did you?
Christine, did you see the
Christine, what's
Tinder
it called?
swindler? The documentary on Netflix? She can't remember either.
Okay. Anyway, check it out. And I want to
Okay, we'll check it out.
because I want to talk about I want to talk about my own process with it.
Okay. And remember next week, we are not gonna film, so we might be behind a week.
Okay.
Gotta go to a funeral.
Mm. Joe, are you
I'm
committed to this or not? Gonna go to a
Christine,
funeral
I'll show you how committed I am. Hey, is it okay if I do a live feed for
from
the
the
Splain
funeral.
at your mom's funeral? Are you okay with that? She's,
All
she
right, let's
loves
do
me.
it.
She's like, sure.
Let's
Yeah,
black
yeah.
pill this bitch.
Let's
Do it, man.